Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be speaking about the KAFAS. Now if many of you guys don't know what that is, if you remember when I revealed the BMW F Series to you, I showed you it had the camera on the windshield. So today I'm going to be explaining to you and showing you what that camera actually does and the benefits of having that camera on your car and what you can actually retrofit if you have the KAFAS in your car. Now, bearing in mind, you will need a new windscreen if you plan on retrofitting this. You cannot just go and buy it and pull it on your original windscreen. So please do keep that in mind if you do plan to retrofit or are planning to. The KAFAS system is a brilliant system, and it's built for BMW to have all the advanced systems on the car. And I'm going to go over and tell you what systems you can have with the KAFAS camera added to your car. And this is the whole reason why when I saw this F Series, I wanted this car, because this is a very expensive option, and also it's very expensive to retrofit in the car because it's the most wanted retrofit in all F Series today.
What? Goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo. When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in these rhymes cause his memories. We running through New York, so you.
Okay guys, so now we're sitting in the car and I'm going to show you what the KAFAS, or the camera assistant, basically is on the F Series. So if we just press the start button right here and we just click the BC button, you'll notice right there we have a 30 miles per hour speed limit sign. Now that is what the KAFAS is for. That's one of the reasons. That is the road sign detection, and that is what the camera is used for, to pick up the road signs on the road and display them on the dash right here. Now you can retrofit this into your F Series and it will use the road maps to work out the speed on the car. So it won't be as accurate as the camera. It will use the latest maps on your CIC or your MBT. Now, the problem with that is if your maps are out of date, it will give you wrong speed info. Where with the camera-based assistant, it picks the road signs up on the road and changes the speed based on what is seen on the camera. So that's why we have the 30 miles per hour speed limit right there, and it will change based on whatever the camera sees, whatever road you pass or what sign you pass. And it can change dramatically depending on how many signs you pass within 5 minutes. It will keep changing based on the speed, but I think it's a really good add-on, and it's one of the reasons why I bought this F Series, not based on it being fully loaded, just the fact that it had the KAFAS was a plus for me. And that's why I went for this one, because I know of all the retrofits that can be had having the KAFAS in this car. And it's very rare that you see this in an F20, especially having the KAFAS camera. So that's another reason why I opted for this. So if you'll see here, this is the KAFAS system retrofitted in the car. And if you'll see all down here, we've got all the black casing. We cannot pull this out because otherwise it needs to be recalibrated. But this is where the KAFAS system sits on the car right above the windscreen. And you can see it's got all the black shield running along. This is why it needs a special windscreen for you to have the KAFAS driving assistance camera. It is a really good add-on, and I must stress, if you're in the market to buy an F Series, make sure you try and find one with the KAFAS camera, because you'll thank me later. The amount of things that this camera can do is unbelievable, and I'm going to be telling you and showing you how to actually retrofit them and do them on the car. Now, majority of the features, you will need an FSC code for activation code from BMW to activate certain ones, but we are going to be able to do that, and I'm going to show you how to write FSC codes to unlock the features on the KAFAS camera. You can see all the shield going around it, as I showed you right there, and it does go straight up into the windshield. It is aligned and calibrated, and it must be before any future use. This windscreen has been changed, and they had to actually realign the whole camera, and obviously it's a special order because it has the camera fitted to the car, so therefore it requires a different windscreen. That's why if you are planning on doing this retrofit, you will need to buy the windscreen also. Otherwise it will not work just on your normal basic windscreen. So please bear that in mind. You can't just go out and buy this and expect it to work. It will not work. Now the next ones you can code in with the KAFAS camera is the lane assist on these cars, which a lot of people ain't aware of, or the lane departure warning, as many people want to call it as. And that's because the camera is used to help aid you and keep you in lane. It knows when you're in lane, and that's what many people want the KAFAS system for that reason. Yes, you have to change the whole steering wheel to a vibrating steering wheel, which we're going to be doing, and we're going to be upgrading it to the latest F-Series steering wheel. And I'm going to be putting lane assist. You'll have the controls on here, and you can control it from your CIC system itself. The next one you can actually add with an FSC code is front collision warning, which also the camera detects if you're going too close to a car. It will put the brakes on, and it will also bleep up here and warn you. Now, a lot of people ain't aware of this, and you can retrofit the buttons just down here. You can take out this panel and put the driver assistance pack buttons down here, and you'll also locate the module behind here as well. Runs up through the roof line in onto the windscreen. You can get the driver assistance panel right here and then just plug it straight in to the KAFAS module, therefore being able to use it and being able to use all the driver assistance buttons. Now, the driver assistance pack, the VO code for that is 5AD, and if you'll see right here, I don't know if you can see it on the dash, but you can see right above here at the top you've got the lane assist, which we ain't got turned on. We are going to be turning that on up the top there, and then it's going to end up having the lane assist. A lot of people ain't aware of the capabilities of the KAFAS camera, so people just sell it based on it having nothing, just think it's got road sign detection. And this is how I end up bagging this car, because the seller wasn't aware of the capabilities of the car. Yes, it's got high mileage, kind of, for the M135i, but I don't think that's high. You guys know me, there's no point me buying a low mileage car and having nothing to do. I bought this based on the features it had, i.e. the KAFAS camera was one of the main ones why I bought it, because of all the retrofits I'm gonna do on this, and it's gonna make this car completely unique, because you wouldn't have an F20 on a 2012 with all that fitted at all. So for me to be able to do that will make this car one of a kind. So that's why we are going to be retrofitting the lane assist or lane keep assist and the front collision warning on this car. And that is what the KAFAS is actually used for. If many of you guys didn't know, it's used for the driver assistance pack and also the road sign detection. Okay, so as you've seen there, I've now shown you what the KAFAS, or the camera-based driving camera, is basically used for on your F-Series. Now, before we get a load of tools asking if it can be retrofitted to your E-Series, the answer is no. The only camera you could have on the E-Series was the night vision camera, and that was it. You cannot retrofit the KAFAS into an E-Series, and it has not been done as of yet, as I believe right now. So do not start asking, will this work on your E-Series? The answer is no. It will not work on your E-Series, and you wouldn't want it on your E-Series either. The camera-based driving assistant camera on these cars is an excellent, excellent piece of kit. Now, luckily, I know what I was going for on these cars. So for me, it was an added bonus, because I know what I plan to do with this car. For other people, they'll just buy it and just think it's only used for the road sign detection, as I said. But as I've shown you, you can retrofit the driver assistance pack to it also. So the lane keep assist and also your front collision warning, which is really, really good features to have in this day and age on the roads. Many people are not aware of this, and as I said, the last owner just sold it to me with no clue at all what I was gonna do. So that's why, for me, it's an added bonus, and it's gonna make a lot of good content for this channel, showing you guys how to retrofit all that into the F-Series. So I hope you guys now get a clearer understanding what the KAFAS actually is. And I hope this is going to actually help a lot of you if you're struggling to actually locate it. The KAFAS camera will always be at the top of your windscreen. So thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.